Well, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I would love it if you'd consider subscribing to my channel. So today I want to know who is interested in the Day of the Dead? Who would like to create an ofrenda commemorating, remembering their loved ones who have passed? I have always been interested in the Day of the Dead. I think I'm a very sentimental person, and I have an interest definitely through old pictures, vintage and antique pictures. I have always had an interest in the times, the past days, the people who lived in the past. I've always been that way. So if you don't know me, I'm a vintage reseller recently, and I am a mixed media artist, and I like to do art journaling and then also assemblage pieces as well. And I always like to incorporate old, vintage, rusty, old things in my creations, and then also antique and vintage photos as well. So I'm offering a challenge for you. I am challenging you along with me to create an ofrenda in your home for Day of the Dead. So I wanted to show you this book. I've had this book for a really long time. I've kept it, knowing that I've wanted to do an ofrenda someday. So so many of you may not know what Day of the Dead is. It is nothing scary. It is nothing evil. It is actually a celebration of our loved ones who have passed away. So I'm still learning a lot about Day of the Dead, and so I'm just going to be reading some excerpts from the book. And so let's find out about the history of Day of the Dead. More than 3,000 years ago, the Aztec Indians who dwelled in Mexico spent 4 months each year honoring and tending to their dead with ceremonies and rituals. The Spanish conquistadors who arrived in Mexico in the 16th century tried to eradicate the established traditions associated with the holiday, replacing them with practices associated with and condoned by the Roman Catholic Church. Rather than turn their backs on their history, the indigenous people chose to meld ancient traditions with those of the church. Although activities associated with the Day of the Dead continue to evolve, the purpose behind the celebration remains consistent. The holiday allows families to dedicate time each year to honor those who have passed away. For those who actively celebrate the Day of the Dead, remembering the deceased is more than an act of fondness. It is an obligation of respect. Observance of the Day of the Dead ensures that a beloved soul will never be forgotten and therefore truly will never die. Many participants believe that a person can experience 3 deaths. The first death is the expiration of the body. The second death occurs when the body is laid to rest. The third and final death takes place only if and when the departed is forgotten. So I hope you guys don't mind me reading. I just decided to make it easy on myself and, not have to try to memorize all this information. So, because it's a lot, and I want to get the gist of it for you. Each year, the Day of the Dead is celebrated in cities, towns, and villages throughout Mexico on November 1st and 2nd. People attend Mass, set up altars in their homes, and clean and decorate the graves of family members. They gather in cemeteries for picnics, dancing, and singing while reconnecting with their roots. So let's talk about the ofrendas. These are altars to welcome the returning souls. Ofrenda means offer, so we put offerings on the altar for the souls that are coming back as to give them comfort during their stay here. So it's a long journey from the afterworld to the earthly homes where loved ones still live. But on the Day of the Dead, souls who make the trip find a warm welcome awaiting them. Observant families spend days preparing meaningful ofrendas or altars within their homes to honor those returning and assure their comfort. The ofrendas are stocked with food, drink, and most anything else the souls might need to enjoy their visit. Ideally, ofrendas are placed in the hub of the house from the time souls are called back to earth by ringing of the church bells, fireworks, or prayer to the moment of departure. They are surrounded by the lively chatter and gossip of family members. The ofrenda remains in place throughout the holiday. Some ofrendas are dismantled after the Day of the Dead, but many artists display their altars year-round. These emotionally moving pieces of art provide a showcase for similar pieces such as calaveras, nichos, masks, skulls, and flowers. And those things I'll kind of go over. I'll be having other videos touching on other things, and then too I would like to do a couple of the crafts, things that you can place on your altar. So this is going to be kind of like a series. So you have to decide, what kind of altar are you going to prepare. There are really no rules. It can be really, really small and simple. It could be very simple. It can be kind of rustic. It can be very compact and ornate. Compact meaning it can actually be hung on a wall if you want. So kind of like a niche, and maybe then a little table. So I'm going to insert some pictures and kind of explain. Or it can be really, really large and with a lot of things on it. So here I'll put some pictures of different styles and talk about each one. So this is where I am going to go ahead and have my ofrenda. I'm in my family room right now, and this sewing cabinet, my mother's sewing cabinet, has been in this spot in this house since 1970. Grew up with it being here right in this spot. This is a small collection of my Virgin Mary figurines. The white one, that's a Hummel, and that was a wedding gift to my mom and dad in 1956 when they were married. Oh, and I wanted to tell you about Walmart and these candles that they carry. Now, I went to a Walmart in Cincinnati when I was visiting my daughter, and they had a huge selection, all different pictures on these candles. And they were real cheap. That candle only cost $1.57. So they're very cheap. They just have, plain white wax in them. And they are glass. And hey, go out and check and see if your Walmart has these candles. I wondered if my Walmart here in Worcester has them as well. The Cincinnati area that we were in or are in, they have a large Hispanic population, so they had a huge selection of them. So if you're looking to buy some candles, these are very cool with all different pictures on them. So look for that. And next, I wanted to show you, I would like to incorporate this picture in the ofrenda. I found this under one of the beds upstairs, you guys. I did not grow up with this picture, so I don't think that we really owned it. My mother inherited some things from a cousin who never had any children of her own, and so she inherited some things, and I think this picture is something that she owned. And that's just a little thing that I did. But yeah, this is going to be where my ofrenda is going to be. I'm going to have to kind of incorporate, maybe put some boxes to make kind of like a stair step effect, I think. And yeah, well, I'm excited to try this, so hope you guys are too. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the altar and what is placed on the altar normally. But that being said, there's no rules. You don't have to do any of this. You can go your own way and make it, depending on the person or persons that you're honoring. It can be very individual to those people. And I'm going to kind of lean that way myself, at least a little bit. So, all right. So your ofrenda is as personal and unique as those whom it honors. There are no musts in the construction of the altar or the elements set upon it. However, more traditional ofrendas are built on 3 levels to represent the 3 forms of death: the death of the body, the burial, and being forgotten by those left behind. Items placed upon these altars are symbolically meaningful and steeped in history. So, a little bit on the decorations. So, decoratively cut paper banners called papel picados adorn the ofrenda and remind us of the fragility of life. They represent the element of air. Skulls and calaveras, or skeleton figures, mock death. Images of saints, written prayers, and pieces of artwork also have been placed on the altar. Photos. You got to have a photo. Really, I think, you should have a photo of the person that you are honoring or persons that you are honoring. That being said, it can be a theme. It can be, or it can be, an offering or an ofrenda for, maybe a famous person. They do ofrendas for Frida Kahlo, Elvis. It can be on a subject matter like, people who are lost in 9/11, just honoring people from a war, lost souls from a war, anything like that. So, but you put a photo or photos of your loved ones, they're set on the highest level of the ofrenda to honor their physical form. More than one photo may appear on the altar depending upon the number of souls being hosted. Next, wash basin and toiletries. Souls are provided the opportunity to freshen up after their long journey so that they may be comfortable during their stay. Candles and incense. 4 candles are placed on the top level of the ofrenda to represent the cardinal directions and the element of fire. Additional candles are lit for each returning soul, while an extra burns for the forgotten one. Incense cleanses the air of negative energy and guides returning souls home. Next, personal possessions. Favorite possessions that belonged to the departed are displayed on the altar so that the souls can once again enjoy them. Common items might include books, jewelry, hobbies, scrapbooks, a Bible, and keepsakes. So think about some of the possessions of your departed family member or friend, anything that you might still have of theirs that they might like to see again, something that they used, anything like that. And then lastly, food and drink. The element of water and other favored forms of beverage are included on the ofrenda to quench the soul's thirst. So, I'm thinking for my dad, so I'm going to be doing my ofrenda in honor of my mom and dad. I'm thinking of my dad. What does my dad like to drink? Coffee he enjoyed, because, towards the end of his life, he drank less and less coffee, but he liked his coffee, and even his vodka martini. So, we'll see, maybe some vodka bottle would be put on the altar. Let's see, what else? Pan de Muertos, a decorative loaf of sweetbread. Fruits, vegetables, and other foods represent the element of earth. The returning souls enjoy feeding on their essence. Decorative sugar skulls add sweetness to the Day of the Dead celebrations, while salt purifies and seasons it. So my mom, she always loved bread. She we didn't have bread really at dinner at home, but when we went out to eat, she always ate the bread. She ate the rolls. She loved it. And so bread is one thing that is typically put on an altar, so that'll go perfect for my mom. So if you want to learn more about Day of the Dead, do just what I did. I Googled it. I just put in Day of the Dead. Pinterest is another really great source to get ideas, pictures of other ofrendas that you can take a look at and get a lot of ideas. I'll be doing more videos with some more information, and also a couple craft videos along the way. So we've got over a month yet to really work on this. Nothing really has to be, I would say, try to have your ofrenda definitely done by October 31st. Get your ofrenda up, but I'm challenging you then to either post it on your YouTube channel or your Instagram page. And then if you don't do any of that, I would love you to email me. If you have any questions, I'll put my email down in the description, so you can email me, and then you can email me a picture of your ofrenda when it's all done. I would love that. We're going to use the hashtag D of D Ofrenda Challenge 2023. So make sure when you post your pictures of your Day of the Dead, use that hashtag, and also post, kind of like what you're doing, post, ahead of time some of the things that you're making or that you have gathered for your ofrenda, and let us know who you're going to be honoring. So guys, I think this is going to be really fun. I hope you do too. I hope you'll take the challenge and do it. So more to come later. Thanks guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and we'll see you the next time.